FF was the most impressive thing. First, they said that they were filming and only the director would be there, and that was a lie. The full cast came out, and they didn't have footage from the movie per se. They had a presentation about the look, and it looks effing cool. It's a 1960s retro future, like the Jetsons or whatever, and it looks so good. And the FF stands for the Future Foundation, headed up by Reed Richards. So that's how they get the sort of the FF moniker, right? And he's a scientist. They show him teaching a class. They show the Thing on the dating game. All you see is a silhouette of the Thing, and you see this girl. I don't know, and it's all very quaint. Like if you watch commercials from the 60s, it's like that tone. Like I don't know what guy I would like, and they show like a silhouette, and you see the Thing, Ben Grimm, with the eyebrows, the Kirby eyebrows. They show them in like, going to space in the costumes, right? Like in astronaut costumes. It was so good. And then final thing, they show a shot inside the Baxter building, and really quick, Galactus is looking inside the Baxter building. The crowd went nuts. It looked original. It was different. It was a kind of a about the script, and Rob, it was like a lookbook, right? But it was
or like a sizzle reel. Yeah.
That was right. It was a sizzle reel showing the look. Reed Richards teaching and them all interacting, but the acting style was like an episode of Bewitched.
Oh, nice.
Or Dick Van Dyke. It was like wacky, but it was just like there was a lot of levity and humor, and it was like they describe it. It was like future optimism. I'll play some of this if you want to see this.
But see, the thing is, like, I don't understand why they don't understand. Like, that's what works, man. Like for me, I wish they would just let the MCU get weird. Let them get weird, man. Like I love the first 3 episodes of WandaVision because it was so weird. I liked it too. I loved Werewolf by Night because it was so weird, right? Like I want to see let them go crazy, man. Like get weird. Like they had Sam Raimi and didn't let Sam Raimi be Sam Raimi for Multiverse of Madness.
And there's a title to this movie. It's called The Fantastic Four: First Steps. That's what it's called.
I'm not loving that title, by the way.
I don't like that title.
I'm not loving
that title. But yeah, I mean, the reason that they can't get weird is because they're afraid that most people won't rock with that. Most people won't be on board with all of the weirdness. They try to. That's what they've done with the costumes, which is why Wolverine is finally getting that costume. Is because they were afraid to go against what they thought normal people would want. I guess normies. But yeah, I mean, they really need to play more into the comic instead of trying to play it safe. But yeah, I 100% agree with you, Dante. I want them to get as weird as possible with this next, this next phase or whatever it is they're going to call it. Hey, go all in. With the Fantastic Four, I like what I've heard. I haven't seen the footage yet, so if Chris, you're going to play a little bit of that, I'm appreciative.
Do you know how good Moon Knight could have been?
Oh my God, yeah,
so disappointing.
Moon Knight could have been so good if they let him get weird.
It's like 7 minutes of him actually as Moon Knight in that whole damn series.
Right.
Yeah.
The footage was so good that when people walked away, the big takeaways were FF looks good and Downey Jr. Like there was excitement in the room, but we'll get to it. Let me play a little of this with the director who did, if you like WandaVision, same director who's doing Fantastic Four. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
So here we go.
We have not even started filming this yet. It starts filming Tuesday in the UK. Pedro is there and sent a picture with all of them. You saw that online. But our director was willing to fly all through the night to be here with you, ladies and gentlemen, our director, Matt Shackman. Still standing, still awake. I'm still awake, I'm still standing.
Welcome, Matt. Hey, Matt, the Fantastic Four have some of the most iconic powers in Marvel history.
From Reed's stretchy limbs to Johnny's fire abilities. How do you want to bring those powers to life, Reed?
God, you are right, Chris.
I love the Fantastic Four. I love their power set, and it's one of the things we've worked the hardest on because we want to be true to the comics, but we also want to be true to life. We want to root it in physics and anatomy and all those things that can make it feel incredibly real. So we've done tons of tests and concept art and storyboarding and VFX tests and research. We've talked to scientists, we've talked to animal experts, we've talked to everybody. We've gone out into the desert to find the best rock to make the thing from, right? We've done everything we can to make it amazing.
Right on. And you journeyed through the decades with WandaVision, and we know that Fantastic Four...
WandaVision, Pat directed every episode.
We know that Fantastic Four is set in a version of 1960s New York. Were there any 60s details you wanted to make sure to include?
I mean, the same approach to the powers. We want to do our research. We want to be authentic. We want to bring it to life in a very real way. But at the same time, we also are not doing just the 60s, right? We're doing a retro future 60s. So a lot of it was about finding inspiration from the futurists of that time, especially Sid Mead, and using that as sort of inspiration to build a whole new world that is part of the New York that you know from the 60s and something you've never seen before. But more than just the visual aesthetics, the 60s to me is all about optimism. It's about looking to the stars, about dreaming, about traveling into space. It's about how with the right heart and the right mind, you can do anything, which is what the Fantastic Four is all about. And so it's more about capturing the spirit and the tone, which is not a bad segue because I put something together for you guys. We haven't started shooting yet, but we put together a little bit of pre-shoot stuff, some animatics. We've kind of cobbled together something to give you a sense of what this movie will be about. And so, do you guys want to see it? Let's do it.
And that's where I had to cut it off there. So sorry about that. I've got the footage of the cast we can show. But what do you guys think about that? I'll say that's the thing I walked out being really pumped about, because I feel like in my lifetime I just want one good Fantastic Four movie that captures the comic.
But Pedro,
well, I felt like there was no other way to do it. It had to be a period piece. It had to be
not
a period
made for
piece.
modern audiences.
It wouldn't have worked any other way.
Yeah, it also feels a little bittersweet because I'm reminded of X-Men First Class, which was a period piece film, and there was a lot of fun to that film. And then unfortunately they skipped so many decades ahead to try and catch up to current day that it just lost the luster to it. With this, I'm like, oh, Fantastic Four in the early 60s, you got the retro future, you got the hopefulness. It's before the hippie movement really took over and made the world crazy. I wish we got the rest of the Marvel universe in that time period as well. I wish we got, a 60s looking Iron Man, 60s Captain America, fresh out of the ice after only 20 years of being away instead of 80. Yeah. All those types of things, I think would have worked well, and not only allowed for the kookiness that Marvel could have leaned into for that period, but also it'd be so refreshing compared to the contemporary stuff we have now. It'd be pro culture and counterculture at the same time.
So is this how we see Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom? Fantastic Four
we will get to that.
That's where it gets confusing.
I have the video of the cast coming out. Do you want to see it?
Sure.
Oh, wait, the chat. Do you want to see it? Hey, chat, we will get to your super chats at the end of the show. I promise you. If you want to see the FF cast, I can play that video right now. I'm gonna what does the chat say? The chat is always right. The chat
got a
is
lot of yeses on my end.
Okay, a lot of yeses. All right, we're gonna do it. Right,
also, I could watch Vanessa Kirby in anything.
Yeah, but they all walk out. So here
Yep.
So basically, Kevin Feige lied, and the cast was there. And here they are.
Would be here with us right now, but is hosting a NASA panel somewhere else on the convention floor, for real, which I thought was apropos. What are you holding there, Rob?
Oh, I have got a little gift that everybody here is going to get. It's a Fantastic Four fan and map, and you're all going to get one.
Pretty cool surprise. And the other surprise is that the cast is all here. Ladies and gentlemen, every mouse back rack, Ben Grimm. There he is. Your Johnny Storm. Joseph Quinn. Sue Storm, Vanessa Kirby.
Amazing.
And Mr. Fantastic.
He's the only one who dressed
Pedro
up.
Pascal.
This is going to be the biggest hurdle for me. He's overplayed and he's been beta male.
I totally agree with that. Completely agree with that.
Plus, I think he's a himbo, and it's hard for me to see him as a really smart Mr. Fantastic.
Actually, Pedro's the only one I have a problem with.
Yeah.
I would have preferred Anson
Kind of
Mount.
a weak link on this whole thing.
Who?
Anson Mount would have
Oh,
been
yeah,
a better.
100%. Yeah, he's wasted as a Black Bolt.
I got
Yep.
a question for you. What was your reaction the first time you saw yourself in a super suit?
I don't know. I feel like that was just a couple of days ago.
Yeah, and I find myself defending the actor playing Johnny Storm.
Yeah, you got to give me a few more hours.
All right, we'll come back with some more questions. Hey, Pedro, you've had a role in some pretty... impressive nerd franchises. What feels different about joining the MCU?
Your family. Nobody knows that Matt and I have known each other for like 25 years. And we started with the same talent manager actually, and he almost became my roommate in 1999, but he came and he saw the place and he was like, I'm good. So that's different.
That's a true story, yep. I love that. Hey, Vanessa and Joseph, you two play siblings. Did you do any brother-sister bonding to prepare?
Well, we're both the only Brits in the cast, aren't we, pretty much?
That's the truth.
So we're going to get down the pub and make everyone come with us, because we're filming in London, aren't we? We're the Londoners, so we've got to show everyone a good time.
Seems only right, yes.
Hey, Evan, we're here in Hall H with some MCU veterans. Did you get any advice from fellow Marvel actors?
He has to play the brother of the hottest chick.
Well, that's what people's complaints were, that he's not attractive enough to be Johnny.
I did, you know what, actually, I did, this is going to be a boring, fairly earnest...
Well, yeah, if he's standing next to her,
nice,
I mean...
Yeah, it doesn't help.
Text message from Mark Ruffalo, because, you know, it's just to sort of demystify the process of motion capture.
I liked Michael Chiklis.
Because it's something I've never really done before.
Chiklis was good, man.
This very long, generous text about how, you know, just simplifying it and taking away kind of I was a bit scared of the technology and just sort of saying, you know, it's just like, you know, making scenes like, you know, normal scene work.
Right on.
So that was really nice.
That's very nice. Let's see here. Hey, Joseph, with the 60-plus years legacy of this title, and this being Marvel Studios' first venture with these characters, what's one thing you hope to bring out from your character that fans could be excited for?
Evan? What am I going to bring to it? I think we're all collectively going to bring an essence that is a family, rather than thinking about what...
You know what? The Fox Reed Richards wasn't bad either, though.
It's a team sport.
Can we just say the Fox was a good cast?
Well, except for Jessica Alba.
Oh, you didn't like Jessica?
Not as Invisible
That's what
Woman.
it means.
Got a question for Vanessa. After a week of rehearsals and the pre-shoot, what new things have you learned about your family?
Individually or together? Yeah, I guess, you know what, I don't think I've laughed so much in a rehearsal period before. We laugh so much and it's so beautiful to be at work, and you know, we're all really so dedicated to try and make it the best we can, and we feel so kind of, you know, we want to do justice, and it's amazing reading the comics from the 60s and all the way up and seeing this family that has traveled with so many people in life, and feel so honored to be you know, a part of it, and but to laugh through it, which I hope we can capture in the movie, because when you read the comics, it's about family. So I think we can all say we've laughed a lot. We've cried with laughter many days. So hopefully
She almost looks like Kirby's version of Sue Storm.
Perfect, especially since she got a new stylist, because her makeup's been so on point the last few months. Beforehand, she had a weird thing going on with her eyes.
They literally have to fly back, but the good thing about that is They have their own fantastic car.
Just let Sue be
which will
British
take them
in
back
this
to
one.
the UK, hopefully, very, very quickly.
Wait till you see this.
Silver Surfer?
The drone.
Surfer.
Happy in the back.
Right over.
It's got like drones on the inside of it.
All right, guys, they are literally going back right now, back to London to start shooting the Fantastic Four. The entire cast, thanks, guys. Thank you. Thanks so much. This is the best. Go catch a ride. Thank you. Thank you.
Good shooting there, Chris.
Yes, of course. Rob Delaney, everybody. He lives in London. He's going to hitch a ride. Pam, as always. Thanks, man. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Those are our 3 films for 2025. And what's exciting is that the Fantastic Four cast and many other members you've seen today will also be appearing in the 2 Avengers films that we're making. Yes, yes. Do you want to hear a little bit about the Avenger films?
All right, it was impressive that you guys did not see the footage. It looks so different, so original.
Oh no, I saw it. It looks really good.
Where'd you see it?
Someone leaked it.
Yeah, it was leaked on Reddit and then taken down. I had some friends DM me some photos that they took while they were at Comic-Con. And some of the stills look great.
Yeah.
It was really original, different. Like
He's not a smoke monster now.
Yeah,
no. It's Galactus, man.
He will be 40 feet tall, looking in the Baxter Building. Or
I saw someone complain. He's like, he's too small. I was like, he's not a smoke monster now. Like, can we just be grateful we're getting? Holy hell!
I think is I don't know. Pedro, I still can't get him. I mean, he might pull it off. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I've liked him in a lot of things. I just would rather see an unknown or an actor I don't know as well. You know,
there's just so many better choices than Pedro, man. I don't understand. I mean, I understand, but I don't understand.
I mean, he's overexposed at this point. He's in everything. That's the big problem.
He's overexposed.
You've got a great management team that's getting him lots of work, but I think because he's kind of being phased out of the Star Wars side of things, and Disney still likes him, they're keeping him on in some capacity, and I think Marvel is that capacity.